Naimbag nga rabii Pilipinas. And I say those words because we are coming to you live from the University of Benguet campus, one of the known schools here in Abra, which actually offers agriculture as one of its best educational paths. And as we can see the assets of Abra, we can also talk about weaving as one of their main sources of living. And let's see how the Abra Weavers can be able to defend their home court for the second time this season later on. But as we are in the second game for MPBL Saturday, we now feature the Pangasinan Heat Waves, led by Coach Gerson Cabiltes, or a season champion back in Season 4. He will take on Coach Elvis Tolentino, which was his foe back in the first round of the playoffs in the North Division back in Season 4. Now, things have normalized in terms of their lineups. Sabi ni Coach Elvis sa atin, patas na, magiging level of competition. Let's see if he can get his victory against Coach Gerson in today's outing. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Javi Balanya and Andrea Indicio. Javi, when you cover these two coaches, what interests you the most?
It's the way that they put in the strategies, yung kanilang mga game plans, kung paano sila mag-execute, because these two guys are very heavy on execution, and these two guys really are one of the best coaches that we have here in the MPBL. Kaya naman yung mga teams sila laging nagko-content, for a championship. Right now, Coach Elvis Tolentino is handling a team with a lot of veterans and a lot of big names, while Coach Gerson Cabiltes is struggling this season. But you can't still count out Pangasinan just yet because of that.
Pangasinan has a record of 7 wins and 13 losses. They have been the heartbreak team of the season so far because they've gone down the stretch so many times, including 9 games, separated by less than 5 points. In the previous outing, this was one of the 14 games naman, separated by less than 10 points. They've lost 12 of those, and their recent foes were the Batangas City Rum Masters.
They've lost 4 of their last 5 games, including this one against Batangas City. Here you see they had more attempts here against the Batangas City than the Rum Masters, but they only shot 33.3%, allowing Batangas City to shoot 48.3%. They were able to force a lot of turnovers on Batangas City in this game, kaya lang di nila nakapitalize yun. They only scored 18 off of it, and Batangas City ran away with that victory. They had a flat start to that game, which contributed to them catching up, but their comebacks really just fell short in that game, allowing them to have another big loss sa tournament na to.
Let's see if Pangasinan can bounce back against a team who actually has seen a lot of success in the clutch in the season, because South Cotabato has a record of 4-1 in games separated by less than 5 points. And in games separated by less than 10 points, they're at 9-5. Although in their previous outing, they lost by 9 to Abra.
This is a game where they dominated early on. In fact, leading by 18 in the early goings of that game, 23-5 sa ating first quarter. But you can see here the numbers. They gave up way too many free throws to the Abra Weavers. Abra used a strong second and third quarter to be able to get the lead. And then they also pushed back into the fourth period, outscoring South Cotabato 13-10. You can see here the numbers. They were out-rebounded in this game, talking about the South Cotabato Warriors, a minus 11 in that department. And they also the bench of the Abra Weavers were the biggest factor in this game, where guys like JLC, Marky, and Mike Cañete were able to contribute to give the Weavers the victory.
It's bounce-back time for both Pangasinan and South Cotabato here in Abra. Let's see which team will come out on top following the big-time victory of Mindoro versus the Quezon Huskers. Let's now turn you over to Miguel Pere.
To meet our starters. First,
the battle between Coach Elvis Tolentino and Coach Gerson Cabildes, South Cotabato versus Pangasinan. The starting fives are brought to you by Sports Max, powered by Play Max, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Ian Melencio will begin alongside Jason Tan, Nat Cosejo, Mike Wico, and JR Shactaganas for Pangasinan. And then it's Nico Elorde with Enzo Hoson, Jammer Hamito, Val Acuña, and Jervy Cruz for South Cotabato. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Javi Palanya and Andrea Endicio as we come to you live from the Governor Andres Bernos Memorial Coliseum inside the University of Benguet campus in Abra for the second time in the history of the MPBL. South Cotabato enters with a record of 13 wins and 6 losses, while it's the reverse for Pangasinan. 7-13 is their record.
Coach Gerson Cabildes opting to field in Jason Tan to start this game para sa Pangasinan Heatwaves, hoping that maybe Jason could be a spark here at the start of the game para sa kanila to avoid them from having a flat start.
Tan now swings the ball onto Ian Melencio. Couple of dribbles, the leaner and the miss. Rebound to Jammer Hamito.
Pangasinan should be very wary of committing errors and making such misses in this game because we know how well South Cotabato capitalizes on those missed opportunities of opposing squads.
Hamito backing down. Now it's Jervy Cruz for 3. Too strong. Rebound Shactaganas.
I'm sure Coach Gerson Cabildes has prepared these Pangasinan Heatwaves in trying to force a lot of misses from the outside against the South Cotabato Warriors, who are one of the top teams in terms of 3-point attempts in the league.
As Mike Wico scores, to your point, Javi, South Cotabato shot the ball 8 out of 27 from downtown in the previous game. They're second in the league in 3-point shooting percentage at 33%. Enzo Hoson. The drive and the feed. Nico Elorde, mid-range. Nope. Second rebound for Shactaganas. There's one guy up ahead. They're unable to locate Nat Cosejo.
I think one of the problems for Pangasinan this season, they haven't been able to speed up the games as much as they would want to. And that's why they're not really playing to the pace that they're used to.
Boy, do we miss those outlet passes from Shactaganas, who now misfires. Offensive rebound, Mike Wico, given space, and he scores. A 3-pointer for Mike Wico.
If he didn't make that, I'm sure he would have regretted not just giving it up to Jason Tan, who is a better 3-point shooter than him. But he's able to knock it down, so they'll take it.
Although Wico has been working on those 3-pointers, you'd even see him proudly sharing stories about him making threes in their practices. It's 4 on the shot clock for South Cotabato. Enzo Hoson, short. Shactaganas will get another board.
So far, the Heatwaves doing a good job defensively in putting their hands up and challenging those outside shots. Not a lot of open looks to begin the game for the South Cotabato Warriors.
5-0, Jason Tan. Double teamed. The pass was too high for Shactaganas.
A good double team right there on the pick and roll opportunity on the left side. They blitzed Jason Tan. Could have been a good pass to Shactaganas if it were a little bit lower.
Or if he were more athletic. Taganas had a big smile on his face off of that turnover. Val Acuña, couple of dribbles, the pull-up and the miss. Rebound, Hamito for the putback. First 2 points for South Cotabato.
Ayan din ang kailangan iwasan dito ng Pangasinan, giving extra opportunities to these South Cotabato Warriors. After all, they have very capable rebounders in Jammer Hamito, Jervy Cruz, and even at the guard position, Enzo Hoson does a good job of that.
Back with Hoson. No handoff. Elorde. Screened by Hamito. Nico uses it. They go to Enzo. Nice fake. Hoson to Elorde for 3. Yes!
So it's important for guys like Michael Wico to stay down and not bite on those kinds of fakes because it allows the defense to turn into a scramble that puts Enzo Hoson in an opportunity to go inside the lane and make a kick out. That time it was to Nico Elorde, but a quick answer here for the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Melencio scoring.
First 2 points for Ian Melencio, who did come up big in the clutch in the previous game, although it wasn't enough to get the victory against Batangas City. Jervy Cruz for 3, short. Nice box by Shaq Taganas.
If you're Pangasinan, you'll take that Jervy Cruz shooting from the outside instead of Enzo Hoson and Val Acuña.
7-5. Michael Wico, drive and feed. Up top, Taganas. Now it's Cosejo with 9 to work with. Cosejo, baseline. Up top, Melencio. 2 seconds. Jason Tan had to fire. That was way off. And here's the forward pass onto Hoson. Stop and pop. In and out.
That was halfway down para kay Enzo Hoson. You could see the frustration on his face after that attempt.
Now he plays defense against Michael Wico. Taganas. To Ian Melencio. 6 on the shot clock. Shaq Taganas cross court. Michael Wico, his second three-pointer. Off to the right. And there's a push by Shaq.
Follow through pa lang, alam mo nang di papasok eh.
At least Mike is trying. This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Nico Elorde with the first three-pointer of the South Cotabato Warriors. Okay sana kung pinakita natin yung three-pointer ni Mike
Yun na nga
Enrico. Pambawi ng loob. 7-5 under 5 minutes in the opening frame. Val Acuña. Too strong. Rebound Melencio. 3-on-2 action. Melencio just outrunning the defense and he scores.
That's a good read to make on a 3-on-2 situation right there. Both guys on either side were covered. It's allowed Ian Melencio a free lane going to the basket.
9-5. Nico Elorde fires. Short. Wico back at it. He saw an opening. Short on the layup.
Oh, that's a pity that he didn't make that. Nobody stopping the basketball on the side of South Cotabato.
It's Hoson. Still no good. Bit of a struggle for Enzo Hoson. Still scoreless. And his shooting is now 0 out of 3. Not Cosejo's turn. Off to the right. Shaq Taganas staying active. No putback.
Forced that shot right there underneath. But, you know, important for Nat Cosejo to be able to make some baskets here, especially from the outside for the Heat Waves to create some problems in the rotation defensively for South Cotabato.
That's a putback for Jammer Hamito. He's up to 4 points and 4 rebounds. 3-point shooting, by the way. We're at a combined 2 out of 15.
Already?
Yes. There is a foul.
You can expect that number to increase further with the entry of these guys for both squads.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Max, powered by Playmax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Ian Melencio able to score against Jervy Cruz and Val Acuña. Now we have a couple of substitutions in the game. Christian Pajarito. Who else? Mark Cruz, Hesed Gabo, Mike Mabulak, Kyle Tolentino is in. And we have this new guy.
That's JP Calvo.
JP Calvo is in the MPBL. That's a good sight to see.
Former Terra Firma guard in the PBA. A guy who knows how to win. A very successful player during his collegiate days with the Letran Knights. Let's see how well he can fit in here. You know, I think he's a good addition para kay Coach Elvis Tolentino as Kyle Tolentino scores for South Cotabato because he's a guy who knows how to facilitate and to orchestrate.
Now there's a foul by Tolentino after his conversion. I'm trying to remember if Calvo already made an appearance before in the MPBL. If he did, it would have been very fast. Meron tayong mga ganung players
Yeah.
yung tipong isa-dalawang game lang at nawala na agad.
If you remember, I think Renza Bando also had a short stint right with San Juan a couple of seasons back before he took his act overseas.
Was it the bubble?
No, it was I think the season after that.
Ian Melencio, now that's a mainstay. Melencio converting from the line. 11-9, Josh Fontanilla now making his first appearance in this game.
That's a good stint on the floor for Ian Melencio starting this game. Para sa Pangasinan, able to score a bunch of points. That's really his job here for the Heat Waves. Aside from initiating the offense, you expect him to put that ball into the hoop.
Calvo against Hesed Gabo. Two players fresh from the PBA. Feed inside. Pajarito will finish. That's a one-handed jam.
That's what you can expect if you are the South Cotabato Warriors. You have two very able point guards on the floor in your backcourt. And two former Letran Knights, Mark Cruz and JP Calvo. That was excellent team basketball that led to the feed to Christian Pajarito.
It's a charge on the screen by JP Maguliano. Calvo able to pick it up as he fought through it. This play of the game is brought to you by Suzuki. Buelo palang, alam mo na para kay Christian Pajarito.
It's so nice to really see Pajarito continuing to improve, continuing to be a better player here in the league. I still remember the days wherein he was all raw potential back in high school.
He has already given us some performances when you would think that he's the best player of South Cotabato. But consistency has been a challenge for him. Calvo fading away and missing.
Everything but the shot there for JP Calvo. Good beginning moves to be able to set himself up for the shot. JP Maguliano on the other side with the answer.
Maguliano has been quite consistent lately for Pangasinan. He was the best player a couple of games back, although it was a loss for them. It's a spinneroo for Mr. Maguliano. He had 11 points and 8 rebounds in their Batangas game back at home.
You could see that he's getting more and more comfortable here. After all, he's playing for his college coach in Gerson Cabiltes.
And normally, when you get drafted, it gives you a big boost in terms of your confidence. 14-11, JP Calvo. You know, if this is his first game in the MPBL, what a welcome to the MPBL moment for him to be playing here at Abra.
Exactly.
Calvo missing 2 free throws.
And I actually have to admit to myself earlier that I kind of forgot that that was JP Calvo when we were looking at him. Sabi ko, ba to?
Mahirap kasi kapag ano na naka-warmer.
Yeah.
Tapos ibang uniform ang suot. Pero firma kulay green.
Yeah.
Ito red and blue.
But when he saw the name on the back of the jersey, it was really hard not to recognize him, JP Calvo. Standout point guard out of the Letran program.
First free throw, first point for JP Calvo. Andrea did talk to him before this game, so we are looking forward to hearing if she has any stories for us. Second free throw converted by JP Calvo. This is not the biggest of backcourts, by the way. Calvo and Mark Cruz, but they can live with it.
What's good with them is, you know, you can interchange them in the 1 and 2 positions. Sa height lang talaga nagkukulang. At you can expect them to make up for it with the way that they initiate the offense and score the ball.
Japs Bautista able to convert. With that, he now has 997 points in his MPBL career. A 3-pointer away from reaching that 1,000 points club. Calvo. That's a steal by Fonte. Six-point advantage.
Oh, definitely. And, you know, despite the physicality, our referees are really letting our players play a lot in this game. They have been able to rise up from it and really capitalize on the opportunities given to them. That all started with Michael Wico, and then Ian Melencio also doing a fantastic job of scoring points para dito sa Heat Waves.
Anytime you start the game with a Michael Wico 3-pointer, you should be very happy. He has 5 points. Ian Melencio has 6. You did see that jam from Christian Pajarito. That's his lone bucket so far. And how about that look off the bucket by JP Maguliano. It is 19-13 for Pangasinan. This first quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
You are still watching the MPBL. Coach Elvis Tolentino admitted that he wasn't able to attend the past few practices nitong South Cotabato Warriors. In case you forgot, Coach Elvis is also a counselor para sa Marikina and he's been busy with the relief operations nung nakaraang bagyo. Nonetheless, one thing to watch out for para nga dito sa South Cotabato is their new guy who might have a story later on, JP Calvo, who completes their point guard list and added thinking player. Sabi nga ni Coach Elvis, ano nga ba itong isang thinking player? Someone who does everything with purpose. Bawat galaw, bawat sabi nga ni Coach Elvis, if you're a skilled player, you can be good. But if you are a thinking player, you can be great. Back to you guys.
That's a good goal to have in the MPBL, to be a thinking player. Minsan kasi kailangan mo na talaga i-put into words for you to be able to, concretize the goal that you would have as a man in basketball.
That's right. It's hard to be able to help your players understand what you want to happen on the floor if you can't really say it right or say it in the way that they would comprehend. That's why it's important that you build that connection. How they are able to grasp what you are teaching and how not to do that.
And by the way, since we're already talking about thinking, and correct me if I'm wrong, but at this level, high IQ, it's practically like a necessity in the MPBL.
Tama ka dyan kasi hindi ka naman naabot sa ganitong level. You won't be in the professional level of basketball if you don't have an IQ as good as these players here on the floor because nagiging patas na yung labanan in terms of talent and the physical attributes. Lumalamang na lang talaga ang mga teams at mga players sa pag-iisip sa IQ, sa basketball IQ, doon na nagkakatalo.
Especially with all the scouting happening, the quick changes in the MPBL in a long season. This is Michael Mabulak. Scramble, Gabo, cross court, Bautista for 1,000. Too strong, rebound Mark Cruz. How about Kyle Tolentino elevating and scoring?
I was expecting him to pull up for that jumper. Japs Bautista went underneath the screen, but there was no help defense that allowed Tolentino to get to the basket. On the other side, you see what the Heat Waves are doing here, Migs. Despite the makes on the other side for the Warriors, Pangasinan, they go quickly on the other side, not waiting for South Cotabato to set up their defense. Here, Fontanilla recognizing that, going up against a smaller JP Calvo, taking it to the rack, absorbing the foul and finishing the basket.
Fontanilla trying to extend the lead, unable to do so. It is 22-17 in favor of the Heat Waves. They're normally a team who would try to come back in the second half. So this is already a great sight for them. After all, they're looking to get back into the winning column after dropping their last two outings. And that is out of bounds for Chris Dumapig.
If you're Pangasinan and Coach Gerson, you cannot bank on that experience of playing well in the second half to finish the job in games, especially at this point of the season. Tama ka dyan. Dapat sa simula pa lang maganda na ang pinapakita mo.
Now there's a miss by Japs Bautista. Rebound by South Cotabato. Mark Cruz leaning in and feeding onto Marvin Janicio.
Janicio is actually one of the X factors this season para sa South Cotabato. When he has good games, almost always the Warriors end up with a victory.
22-19, JP Calvo. To Marvin Janicio. Two former shoe masters, by the way. We did get clarity from Doc Rianji Quinto na naglaro dati si JP Calvo sa Marikina for a while before getting drafted. JP barging his way through against Mike Mabulak, and he was able to score.
And that's what's deceiving about Calvo. You think that because he's a small player and he doesn't really have a big frame, that he can't be physical and create or initiate those kinds of contacts, but that's exactly what happened in that last play.
There's a three-man sub. Jeff Comia, Alan Mina, and Vince Tolentino for Pangasinan. As this play of the game is brought to you by Suzuki. Mark Cruz, who's not yet at 100% because of that hamstring injury, still able to find itong si Marvin Junicio sa loob. Ooh! Well, that happened in front of that South Cotabato bench.
I'm not quite too sure about that. I don't think that that movement garnered an offensive foul.
That's Calvo, right?
Yeah, JP Calvo was the guy in front of him. Take a look at this. I think, there was an elbow though to the face, but I think it should have actually been a defensive foul against Calvo because he was sticking way too close to Mabulak. You should be able to respect the cylinder. Referees deciding otherwise.
Papasok ba ulit dito yung the peskiness of the little guys that we have in the MPBL factoring in? Nakakalusot yung mga yan eh. Mga ibang sundot-sundot.
Kasi kung ganyan ka kaliit, talagang our officials, they give them the benefit of the doubt. Kasi nga naman, pag matamaan sila ng normal na movement, quote-unquote, ng mga mas malalaki sa kanila, dahil nga hindi sila ganun katangkad, sa ulo or sa mukha sila natatamaan pag ganyan eh. Which is exactly what happened there on that last play.
22-21. Mark Cruz up top. Nice feed. JP Calvo. Couple of dribbles. The leaner. And he's fouled.
You see how well JP Calvo has been controlling the offense here for South Cotabato. Not forcing any shots, just getting everything within the flow of the offense. He's patient, he's letting the game come to him, but at the same time, also making big plays para sa kanilang kupunan.
The thinking player able to convert on yet another free throw. That gives us a deadlock. 22-all. South Cotabato has trailed for the entirety of this matchup before this moment. That could have been their first lead. 5 points for JP. The ball brings it down. Against Mark Cruz. Hesed to Alan Mina. Against JP Calvo. So those are two former Terra Firma players. Mina from downtown.
Two former Letran Knights. I'm sure Alan Mina welcoming this challenge of trying to perform well against JP Calvo here in today's game.
His three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. A step-back three for Alan Mina against Marvin Junicio. A lot of NCAA players present in this outing. Mina played 14 minutes in the previous game. He had 3 points. So this already matches his previous game output, 25-22. First, we have our fan of the game brought to you by Jinky's Skin. Now, she did have a reaction before smiling because something happened on the court. Kyle Tolentino was on the floor for a while. And I heard Coach Elvis say that he was punched by Alan Mina. Mina then proceeded to Coach Elvis and he shared a laugh. I'm not sure what that was about. Let's just let our referees review what actually happened.
Interesting to see if something did really happen. Di natin nakita kasi agad na nangyari. We already saw Tolentino was on the floor. holding onto his shoulder.
And this is off of a timeout.
Exactly. Nakita mo naman yung panghihinayang sa mukha ni Allen Mina and the reaction that he gave.
Okay, our referees have made their decision. They're speaking to Miguel Perey. We're listening to him.
Warning on South Cotabato Warriors for delaying the game.
Oh, it's on South Cotabato. Nothing on Allen Mina.
Wala nga naman talaga nangyari.
Okay, we shall proceed. JP Calvo. They go to Kyle Tolentino for 3. Off to the left. Rebound, Comia. Gabo will set things up. As said, pinapalabas si Allen Mina against Calvo. Screen by Tolentino. Mina did not even use it. He's firing on the 3. It's Taganas with the board. Back with Allen. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Onto his cutter. That's stolen away by Janicio.
That was too tight of a pass there. He had the ball on the right side for a possible 3-point shot.
Nice fake by Enzo Hoson. Sorry, missed though. That stop back. Great effort by Kyle Tolentino. And it's Hoson for 2.
You like this 5 on the floor para dito sa South Cotabato. A good mix of speed and length. You see here Hoson missing and then taps it to Tolentino, who then taps it back to Enzo for that shot underneath the basket. That's great teamwork from teammates who have been playing together for quite some time now.
Hoson proceeding to the line for his bonus. That's his first set of points in this game. He started the game 0 out of 3 from the field. 25 all, Ian Melencio. Halfway done in the second. Jeff Comia against Enzo Hoson. Screen by Taganas. Comia trying to dance. 8 seconds, Taganas. Melencio, dribble pull up. Too strong. Rebound Calvo. JP. Oh, that's a charge against the masked man, Nicole Sorella.
Easy call there for referee Seb Bingol. There was definitely movement on the screen set by Sorella. Take a look at it as he tried to move Allen Mina out of the way. The movement of the right hip.
So we go back Pangasinan's way. Ian Melencio on to Vince Tolentino against Marvin Jonicio. Tolentino trying to shake him off. Jeff Comia, 9 seconds. Comia pulls up. Too strong. Nice tap by Vince. Melencio fades. How about the box out by Taganas? Bounce pass back to him.
Fooled everybody with that no-look pass. It was Jeff Comey. Taganas just stayed there near the basket to present that opportunity. Jeff Comey giving Shaq Taganas that easy 2 points.
It's 2 points and 7 rebounds now for Shaq Taganas. And there's the answer by Nicole Sorella, giving us yet another deadlock. 27 all with under 4 minutes remaining in the second. Let's see that previous sequence. Taganas working very hard. After all, he only played 5 minutes in the previous game. 1 rebound, 0 points. This is already... They're not yet even halfway done in the matchup. Ian Melencio was inserted late in the fourth quarter by Coach Gerson Cabildes, but he was still able to make his impact against Batangas, scoring 10 points.
That's what you can expect coming from Ian Melencio, a guy who can score bunches in a hurry. And that's why he's been starting a lot of the games here for the Heat Waves this season because Coach Gerson wants some rhythm offensively right away from his squad, preventing them from having some slow starts, which unfortunately has happened a lot more than what he did expect. But here in this game, they've been keeping in step. In fact, they had the lead for the most part of this first half.
By the way, to clear things up, as Alan Mina misfires in downtown, Milencio played a total of 16 minutes versus Batangas City. He did not play only late in that game. Kumbaga, naglaro na siya. Bumalik na lang sa clutch moments as Jeff Comia misfired. And we're back with Alan Mina. He tried to bounce it. The ball went to Coach Elvis Tolentino.
There have been a lot of long shots here which lead to long rebounds para sa Pangasinan Heat Waves. The problem is South Cotabato, when the ball goes off the rim, they're just watching. Nobody really getting to the basketball and challenging Pangasinan for those rebounds.
Alan Mina fading away. That was a tough shot.
I tell you, Migs, if this guy hits his baskets consistently, puts up huge numbers, Pangasinan will have a good chance of still making the playoffs in the North.
Right now they're 7-13 in the North Division. They are 3 games back from the number 8 seed in terms of wins. Although in terms of losses, Caloocan has played less games compared to Pangasinan, so they still have the advantage there. A 7-game differential in terms of their losses.
You can also argue that the Heat Waves actually have had a much more difficult schedule than some of the teams ahead of them. So,
Nagsimula ng mahirap.
yeah. So you might feel that they can actually make the push, winning their last 8 games to be able to catch up against Caloocan, Valenzuela, Quezon City. Those are the teams ahead of them in the team standings.
That's not an easy list though in the North Division.
Especially with the way that these teams I mentioned have been playing as of late. Actually, the only team that hasn't really been putting up decent performances in the last few matches is Valenzuela.
Although they still have a 500 record of 10-10 as Alan Mina misfires. Rebound to Mark Meneses. It's 29-27. Meneses with another miss. And here come the Warriors.
That's a poor shot by Meneses. Getting the offensive rebound, you want to reset and wait for your other teammates.
Jamaramito unable to convert from 3.
There are times though that he could hit that shot. Just occasionally para kay Jamaramito.
Nice cut, nice feed. Shaq Lagana's working well with Mark Meneses.
That's a good way to redeem yourself after the shot you took. Mark Meneses cutting through that baseline, and Chactaganas, how many times have we seen him deliver those kinds of passes?
Sorella unable to answer back. He's not using his mask, which could be quite dangerous, by the way. Kasi malambot ang ilong niya as of this moment. Pangasinan threw the ball away. And that will lead us on to this timeout for Coach Elvis Tolentino. Coach Gerson will also use this time to regroup and see this feed by Shaq Taganas. This is dime number 2 for him to complement his 8 rebounds and 2 points.
Overplay right there by Marvin Junicio defensively, which allowed Meneses that clear lane to the basket after the pass by Shaq Taganas.
We're back inside the Governor Andres Bernos Memorial Coliseum, and there you see Mayor J.B. Bernos present with a couple of the Abra faithfuls who are looking forward to watch Abra versus Iloilo later on. There you see our Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes looking fresh and young at the sideline with Emre Oreta and Rudy Distrito. Jervy Cruz. Jammer Hamito, mid-range, short. Rebound Meneses.
You love how Meneses is playing here after missing that shot earlier as soon as he stepped onto the game. And now he has given a basket plus a good rebound to give Pangasinan a good chance of extending this lead.
Pangasinan has out-rebounded South Cotabato by 8 in this game. And if you look at their lineup right now, this is such a great rebounding 5 for them. With Wico at the 2, Meneses and Cassie, the duo of UL at the 3 and 4, and it's Taganas at the 5. The Ant-Man. Off of the switch. 6 on the shot clock. Hosson from the corner. Too strong. The struggle continues. It's Ian Melencio. Stop and pop for 3, and that beats the buzzer.
Wow, what a way to finish the second quarter here for the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Melencio doing a superb job here in the first half, Migs. He has been really living up to his reputation as a deadly scorer para dito sa Pangasinan Heatwaves.
That's 9 points and 5 rebounds at halftime for Ian Melencio in 11 minutes of play. And could this be a day of upsets in the MPBL? Remember, Mindoro beat Quezon in our first game. Pangasinan wants to do the same against the South Cotabato Warriors. And later on, Iloilo will try to do the same thing against Abra. This is our last sequence. This will definitely, or actually it's closer than we expected. But Melencio still has a good case for himself.
Looks like it's gonna count.
Well, the way it sounded, the buzzer, it's gonna count.
Yeah.
But the time on the clock, apparently it was closer. So we'll wait for the official decision of our referees. So it will either be a 7-point game or a 4-point advantage for the Pangasinan Heatwaves. And this could actually boost them up in their next outings because Pangasinan will travel to Nueva Ecija for their next game to take on Coach Don Dulay and the rest of the Rice Vanguards. That's a return game for the core of Coach Gerson Cabiltes. And then they go back home to take on their former foes in Season 4 in the finals, JC Marcelino and the rest of Zamboanga. And then they go to Bataan to take on the Risers.
That game against Nueva Ecija, I am definitely not gonna miss that. That's gonna happen next Saturday.
Yes.
That's gonna be an intense battle for sure.
That's a game when you would forget the records.
Oh yeah.
It's just going to be about the 40 minutes between Nueva Ecija and Pangasinan. It's the statement of all statements for the
That will
Heatwaves.
count. Ian Melencio,
The basket
3.
will count. After all, it is going to be 34 to 27 in favor of Ian Melencio and the rest of Pangasinan. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL, plus the ending GameX. Our halftime score is 34-27 in favor of the Pangasinan Heat Waves. They have been in control since the beginning of this matchup. This is actually their biggest lead, courtesy of that Ian Melencio three-pointer to beat the buzzer. If you're Michael Vico and the rest of Pangasinan, you would gladly take this. But the question is, can you hold on now that the roles have reversed?
They've been having a good start here in this game, out-rebounding South Cotabato by 8, 27-19. But these turnovers, they have to be worried about that. We know how well South Cotabato converts points off of those errors this season. So Pangasinan has to be able to take care of the basketball come the third and fourth quarters to make sure that they have a chance of winning this game and getting a good finish sa laro na to. We've been talking about their pace dito sa game na to. They've been able to score on the fast break 8-2. Let's hope they continue to sustain this in the second half.
There's that three-pointer by Ian Melencio to beat the buzzer. It almost did not count. The referees took their time with it. But for sure, 3 points had to be added into the tally of the Heat Waves. We are about to begin the third quarter here inside the Governor Andres Bernos Memorial Coliseum as we turn you over to Andrea Indicio.
Indeed, we have a tight ball game right here, right now. But right now, South Cotabato is down by a few points. Kaya naman during the halftime huddle, they had some points to discuss. Number one, mistakes are inevitable, but so should help be. Sabi nga ni Coach Elvis Tolentino, saluhan lang. Number two, we put a lot of confidence in you. It's time to put a lot of confidence in yourself. And number three, limit the second chance opportunities ng kalaban. Yun naman daw talaga ang game plan nila. Simula pa lang, but still at this point, it's not translating. Back to you guys.
Offensive rebounding. It's 8-4 in favor of Pangasinan. Second chance scoring. It's 7 so far for the Heat Waves. Let's see if South Cotabato can limit that, as Jammer Hamito, who did have a couple of second chance points for himself in the first half, is at the stripe, able to convert on his second, dribbling the lead down to 6. 5 points now for Jammer Hamito in this game. Ooh, Jack Taganas lost the ball. That's a turnover. Although Taganas played so well in the first half, he had 9 rebounds with 2 points and 2 assists.
Definitely a much better performance than his last game against Batangas City, where he only played spot minutes on the floor.
Palacuña lost his defender. Now it's Jervy Cruz. Back to Hamito. Too strong. Pangasinan now has Meneses with the leather. Mark Meneses driving. And that's off of Palacuña.
They stuck with this lineup here to start the second half, having both Meneses and Kaasi joined by Taganas, Melencio, and Wico. This is the 5 that they finished the second quarter with. Coach Jersey Cabiotes is hoping that the play that they had in the second quarter will carry over here at the start of the third period.
Wico passing inside. He had 2 options there. And apparently it was off of South Cotabato, much to their dismay and their surprise. 4 seconds on the shot clock for Mike Wico and company. They go to Taganas. 1 second, Melencio had to fire. No good. Rebound to Meneses. Calvo tried to steal it.
It's going to stay. Possession arrow pointing to the side of the Heat Waves. You see the depth, the length of Kaasi and Meneses really helping Pangasinan to get extra opportunities offensively.
Wico against Nico Elorde, 2 of our toughest guards. There's the feed onto the cutter, and Meneses will score.
That's a nice play off the low block. You had Wico doubled, and that enabled Meneses to cut through the middle and make himself open for that pass.
What say you about the execution of Pangasinan in this game?
They're doing pretty well here in the game, despite the excellent ball denial of South Cotabato. They're a team that's used to going late into their shot clock, so it doesn't really faze them. What's important is they get those open looks despite going late into their shot clock.
Ian Melencio did tell me that Coach Jerson Cabildes noticed na maganda ang pinapakita nila in terms of execution in their last couple of practices. And so why not show it in the game as Taganas misfired. And here's Nico Elorde onto his trailer. Jervy Cruz back to Nico. Off of the switch. Elorde, 9 seconds. Elorde, no foul, no basket. Rebound to Wico.
That's a good rebound for Michael Wico. Despite getting elbowed by Jervy Cruz, there was no call on that.
Battle for the loose ball. It ends up at South Cotabato. Wico is still down. Numbers for the red and blue. Nico Elorde in and out. Calvo offensive rebound, and there's the fall away.
Three-point shooting still not on point for the Warriors tonight. 1 out of 17 from the great beyond, and we know that South Cotabato relies heavily on their three-point shots.
36-30. Melencio onto Michael Wico. Almost a steal by Acuna. 2 seconds. Meneses extending and scoring.
I see how they're making the right reads despite the aggressive defense of the South Cotabato Warriors. Hindi sila nararatel agad. You could see a lot of taps, a lot of attempts for the steal, but still, when they recover, they make the right decisions.
Jervy Cruz unable to answer back. Shaq Taganas staying very active. He has 11 rebounds. Melencio onto Wico. Taganas trailing. Ian being chased by Elorde. It's a nice matchup. Melencio zigzagging. 6 seconds, no foul. Jervy Cruz forward to Val Acuna. Bounce pass. Elorde picking up the foul. Basket and one.
The absence of the call on the shot by Ian Melencio stopped the Heat Waves from getting back down on defense, which allowed the Warriors this opportunity. What a bounce pass there by Val Acuna to Nico Elorde.
This Fast Break of the Game is brought to you by Sports Max, powered by Play Max, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. We have a challenge. That previous sequence, likely to the foul of Shaq Taganas. This is before a couple of subs would check in. JP Maguliano, Mike Mabula, Christian Pajarito, and Chris Dumapig. We'll take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There's no foul.
Indeed, there was no foul by Shaq Taganas. So Pangasinan will just inbound. There's no bonus free throw for Nico Elorde. But still, the 2 points would count for him.
That's right. You can see here, barely touching Nico Elorde was Shaq Taganas. So, right call there by Coach Jerson Cabiotes to use his coach's challenge. He still has one more moving forward.
Esed Gabo. Up top they go. Maguliano. Now it's Wico. 7 on the shot clock. Michael Wico. Driving. Layup. Too strong. Ball tap. Recovered by Elorde. Down by 6. South Cotabato hasn't led in this game. They trailed by as many as 8. 5 on the shot clock for JP Calvo. Make it 3 seconds. Calvo pulls up. That's good.
JP.
Nothing happened on the initial setup. They ran a variation of a single double play there with Calvo and Acuna running on both sides. But Acuna wasn't able to get a clean look. So JP Calvo had to improvise there, shooting it and knocking it down from the elbow.
That trims the lead down to 4. Esed Gabo. Mike Mabulak. Up top, Maguliano, 3 seconds. JP, no good. Rebound Pajarito.
A lot of contact there on that shot attempt by Maguliano, but no call. Our referees really allowing a lot of physicality in this game.
Now it's Dumapig against Michael Mabulak. Dumapig with the patience. No basket.
If you're Pangasinan, that's what you want. The other guys, you are contented with them just waiting for the ball there and allowing Chris Dumapig to have that shot.
Mabulak leaning in. Free throw jumper. Too strong. Recovery for Wico. Back with Esed Gabo on the two-man game. He fires. Off to the right. Rebound Elorde. Nico pushing. They go to JP Calvo. Calvo, a three. Short. And there is a loose ball foul. Two players got tangled up. Mabulak and Dumapig.
I think this might even be upgraded. Referee Seb Pingol, when he was talking to Mike Mabulak, saying that Mabulak hit Dumapig in the face.
Mabulak trying to plead his case to one of our referees. You wouldn't want to waste your journey here to Abra by not being able to finish the game. It's just a double foul.
It is a double foul between number 28, Michael Mabulak, and second.
After all, those two are so used to each other.
Yeah.
Remember in season 4, grabe yung masahe na nakuha ni Chris Dumapig nung finals against the Bigs of Nueva Ecija.
That really was a handful for him dahil siya lang ang isa sa mga legit na 5 noon ng Zamboanga.
At least now, marami siyang rest back dito sa South Cotabato lineup. Fontanilla. Ooh! Gabo tried to save it. It wasn't enough.
I'm not quite too sure about that call. I thought that Gabo had 2 feet inside past the halfway mark.
Sideline inbound. That's a charge. Picked up by Fontanilla. Way to get some retribution.
You know, that was clean. See? 2 feet past the halfway point of the court. Kaya lang pinamigay naman agad ng South Cotabato dun sa kabila. That was an obvious ward off by Enzo Hosso, an extension of the offhand as he tried to receive the pass.
38-34, Maguliano. On to Gabo against Mark Cruz. Now it's Japs Bautista for 3. Still can't reach 1,000. We're back with South Cotabato. Tolentino inside. That's a bit too wide for Chris Dumapig.
I think the pass was a little late there coming from Kyle Tolentino. Dumapig already had a chance. He was wide open on the left side. Para sana may space pa siya para makabuelo na maayos.
That was turnover number 5 for South Cotabato against the 9 of Pangasinan. Fontanilla. 12 on the shot clock. Screen by Maguliano. Onto his roller, JP. Nice feed. Mabulak short. That's out of bounds in favor of Pangasinan.
Definitely last touch on Dumapig, but you love the team basketball Pangasinan is playing with in this game. They're moving that ball around. That's more reminiscent of how Nueva Ecija used to run things when Coach Jerson Cabiotes and the score of Pangasinan were still with that franchise.
Mabulak. Same jumper, same result, and there's a loose ball foul. It's on Pajarito.
He hasn't been able to knock down those open looks in this game. Talking about Michael Mabulak, South Cotabato is giving him a lot of space in that area, 10 to 12 feet away from the basket. Those are shots that he normally makes.
Mabulak is still scoreless, 0 out of 4 from the field.
And that's why, you know, you feel like 2 years has already been a lot of time. We normally see Michael Mabulak during his time with Nueva Ecija be a double-double machine. But because of the many injuries that he's had to incur over the years, it has slowed him down.
That's 2 points for Jas Bautista, 4 in this game, and 999 in his MPBL career. One more, Japs, before we stop the game for you. Mark Cruz working with Marvin Janicio. Mark Cruz left wide open. Too strong. Offensive rebound, Dumapig lost it. And here come the heat waves. Fontanilla to Mabulak. Bit of trouble there. Under 2 minutes. Horns play, Fontanilla going right. Jumper, too strong, and there's another loose ball foul.
Obvious push there coming from the back. Galing dito kay Marvin Janicio.
Marvin Janicio is first.
I don't know why he's trying to complain about that. We saw it from our area.
Jammer Hamito will now try to help out with the rebounding.
14 on the shot clock.
He replaced Chris Dumapig. Back with Esed Gabo. Japs Bautista. Could this be his moment? Not yet. 6 on the shot clock. Esed onto his roller. Maguliano, a miss. And here's Marvin on the move. Janicio. A 3 for Kyle. Tolentino way off. Rebound Hoson. It's Mark Cruz for 3. In and out. Kyle Tolentino did tell me that the rims are a bit unforgiving here in Abra. That has been a trend in the MPBL. And there's a loose ball foul. This time it's on Mabulak.
Pangasinan is lucky here in this third quarter in particular. They've been giving a lot of open looks from the outside for South Cotabato, but the Warriors haven't been able to capitalize. Look at the third quarter field goal story. South Cotabato 3 out of 15, the same with Pangasinan, but the three-point shooting 1 out of 20 in this game for the South Cotabato Warriors.
That's only 5% compared to their usual 33. Tolentino now tries from the mid-range. Too strong. Rebound Taganas. Here's Josh Fontanilla. Up top, Taganas onto the left now. Esed Gabo with JP Maguliano. That is a steal. Numbers for South Cotabato. The trailer is Hamito, right to left.
That was a 4-on-1 situation there. It would have been a pity if South Cotabato wasn't able to score.
40 to 36. Fontanilla. Too strong. Rebound Bautista. 10 on the shot clock. And apparently that was off of Japs. Yet another turnover.
Medyo nanggigil siya nun. He wanted that basketball early, but here, this was the steal. I think Gabo was better off making a bounce pass instead of that shovel pass, ensuring this fast break para dito sa South Cotabato.
4-second differential. Enzo Hoson will dance. It's a foul given up by Maguliano. The third team foul of Pangasinan.
Number 50, JP Maguliano. That's his second.
Check that, it's now 4 on the heat waves.
That foul allows Pangasinan to recalibrate their defense here for what could possibly be the last shot of this quarter for South Cotabato.
5 seconds. Enzo Hoson. Janicio for 3. Short. The struggle continues. Shaq Taganas, was that a shot? Either way, it's no basket for Pangasinan. They're still up by 4 points, 40 to 36.
And Shaq Taganas continues to be a good factor here para sa Pangasinan Heatwaves. May not be scoring a bunch of points, but his 12 rebounds and his presence have definitely helped them so far in this game.
These highlights of the game are brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Melencio, Meneses, and Vico all combining for 20 points. Those guys from the second quarter up until now at the end of the third quarter have been instrumental in helping Pangasinan maintain this lead as we enter the final frame.
It's Melencio who leads the way in scoring for the Heatwaves with 9, matching the 9 of JP Calvo. This third quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. This fan of the game is brought to you by Jinky Skin. Beautiful at the sideline. That nice smile as we come to you live from the Gov Andres Pernos Memorial Coliseum in Abra. Naimbag nga Rabii, Pilipinas. This is Pangasinan versus South Cotabato before we proceed to the Weavers defending their home court against the Iloilo United Royals. This follows the victory, the biggest victory of the season for Taytay Teodoro and the rest of Mindoro against the Quezon Huskers.
Quarter scoring right there on your screens. What a low scoring third period that was. Only 9-6 in that third quarter. But you know, this game favors the Pangasinan Heat Waves. We know that the Warriors are a high scoring team, but right now Pangasinan has done a good job of setting them below 40 as we enter the final frame.
Mark Cruz working very hard, getting his own board and getting 2 points to his name. He has 4 in total. This is Mix Gomez, by the way, alongside Abby Palanya and Andre Enrico on duty here in Abra as Fontanilla is now matched up against Janicio. They go to Maguliano. That's a mismatch. JP, great help by Dumapig. Bautista recovers, he's fouled, and so he has a chance to reach 1,000 points at the line.
That helped by South Cotabato on that attempt by Maguliano. He was actually going for the pass, but because the defense rotated to him, he was forced to go for the shot. Good thing the tap fell right into the hands of Japs Bautista.
Couple of subs. Valencio and Josejo back in. Bautista has 4 points to his name. He averages 5 per game. First free throw is no good. Again, he has 999 points in his MPBL career. Could this be the moment for Japs Bautista? Still no good. Wow.
Pretty uncharacteristic for Bautista to miss 2 straight free throws.
I think he wants a 3-pointer to reach 1,000. Enzo Hoson. On to Marvin Janicio. The lead is down to 2, by the way. Hamito going for the tie. He will proceed to the line.
He definitely had the right thing in mind. Spinning away quickly from the defense of Cosejo. He did have the advantage. And going to his left, that's his strong side. Got his own miss. And because he was quick to the jump, talagang nagkaroon ng maraming contact doon ng depensa ng Pangasinan.
Jammer Hamito misses on his first free throw. He's 1 out of 3 from the line tonight. 7 points and 9 rebounds for Mr. Hamito. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Hamito not too happy about himself. They're still down by 1. South Cotabato hasn't led in this game. It's been a low-scoring day for the MPBL, and now there's a foul called on Marvin Janicio.
I'd like to see a replay of that. It happened right in front of us, but our attention was on the ball. Kay Ian Melencio, that happened out of the play. Kasi from my peripheral, parang nadulas lang si Mike eh. Pero tingnan natin dito. There was a bump, yes, definitely. But Wico definitely saw that well.
Janicio was trying to plead the case that it wasn't really a hard bump. He was trying to establish position.
Officials timeout.
Now we have an official's timeout.
Coach Elvis Tolentino is trying to say that
Did they want to challenge?
di pa kasi yata kompleto yung mga players kanina sa sahig. I think that's what I heard.
All right, let our referees sort this one out. Again, there's a lot of sense of urgency for these two teams as they would want to make their Abra trip all worth it. It's 8 hours north and 8 hours back. That's why if you're Mindoro, you're enjoying a lot right now after you got that victory versus Quezon. Of course, the Huskers will have a different type of journey going back home. The good thing is for them, their next game will be on their home floor against Rizal this coming Wednesday.
And it's been a while since they've hosted a game. I think the last one was a couple of months ago pa.
Coach Elvis Tolentino sees this as the golden opportunity to win versus Coach Joseph Cabiltes, who has always had the stronger, more veteran lineup compared to his rosters with Marikina before. That's no knock to the Marikina franchise because that is a team with a different goal. They've been producing great talents. Some of them have moved on to the South Cotabato team. Arwin Junicio, Enzo Hoson.
And some have actually also made it to the PBA already. You remember Inad Fornillos, drafted by Converge.
We shall take a break.
Calling the attention of the in-house maintenance. technical issues. Once again, we're sorry for the delay as we're having some technical issues. Please bear with us as we're trying to resolve some technical issues. Both teams may warm up.
We would like to thank you for your patience as we had to resolve some technical issues regarding the buzzer here inside the Governor Andres Bernos Memorial Coliseum in Abra. But now we shall proceed with Pangasinan in South Cotabato. Alan Mina misfiring, and there is a loose ball foul.
It's going to go against the Pangasinan Heatwaves. I was having a conversation during halftime with Coach Gerson Cabiltes, and I told him I feel like Alan Mina should put more numbers in para dito sa kanilang kupunan. I feel like we're not seeing the full potential yet of this former PBA player. And sabi nga ni Coach Gerson, kaya ako nga ginawang third stringer muna ngayon to give him some more motivation to really show what he can do here on the floor. Try to climb his way back up to the rotation.
Well, he might just be feeling the MPBL as of this moment as Ian Melencio was able to score. Mina has been trying though.
Substitution, Enzo Hassan.
Shot the ball 5 times in the first half, making 2 field goals as Ian Melencio gave us that leaner. Even in their previous game, Alan Mina was 1 out of 5 as well. Could just be a matter of time for him. 42-39, JP Calvo. Ito, parang hindi nangalawang sa kanyang pagbabalik. Foot race, Alan Mina able to get it. Mina fouled. That could get him going.
The reason why they got him was because they were hoping na siya ang papalit sa naging production at role ni Ed Dakiwag dito. Coach Gerson strongly feels that Alan Mina is better than Ed Dakiwag at this point in his career because he's much younger, he's more athletic, has more moves in his bag.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
I think it's only a matter of, Coach Gerson said, pushing the right buttons with him, giving him the right motivation to be able to show his true talent on the court.
Second free throw for Alan Mina is good. Extends the lead to 5. Christian Majarito will return.
I myself, I have no doubt na makikita naman natin kung ano talagang pwedeng gawin ni Alan Mina. You said he's just really feeling out the league. After all, it's an adjustment. Even coming from the PBA ranks, medyo mas physical talaga kasi dito ang laro sa ating liga.
Majarito, misfiring, rebound, Ian Melencio. He has 9 rebounds as a point guard, by the way. It was actually a shame for me to not name him. Yung kanina, inisa-isa ko yung mga teammates niya, ng mga galing na rebounders. He was the point guard in that lineup with Rico, Meneses, Kaasi, and Taganas. And here he is. Michael Wico working with Shaq Taganas. Wico called for a walk, and he could not believe it. Challenge, inisigaw ni Coach Gerson.
He does have one more after that successful one earlier. I think the call was made because he landed on the same foot.
Oh, you can't challenge a traveling violation.
Okay.
As it seemed in the previous sequence.
Ang pwede mo lang i-challenge out of bounds tsaka fouls.
Yeah. Tolentino short, rebound Alan Mina. 44-39. We are already in the fourth quarter, by the way. Under 7 minutes to go. It's been a low-scoring day for the MPBL. Mina, size advantage. Turnaround shot, yes!
Despite the pushing of JP Calvo, staying strong with the basketball and able to knock down the shot.
9 points for Mina. Now he got the board. The lead is 7. Ian Melencio, an opening. Short.
I think nagdalawang isip siya doon. I think he was thinking if he should have taken it off the glass or just straight, which resulted in the miss. But good thing they get a stop here.
South Cotabato is now 1 out of 29 from downtown. That is 2%. Mina. Turn around. And here comes Hoson on the counter. 2 points for JP Calvo.
That was a 3-on-1 fast break there. Advantage for South Cotabato. Good way to run the fast break for the Warriors. They have some more stops to make here. Their defense hasn't exactly been good here in the second half.
46-41. Ian Melencio to Michael Wico against Kyle Tolentino. Wico will fire off to the left. And there is a hold. Is it by Dumapig?
Yeah, I believe on Shaq Taganas.
Holding foul on number 18, Chris Dumapig, his third.
That's number 3 against Dumapig. Take a look at this fast break here. Hoson leading it and seeing JP Calvo on the other side open for that layup.
How about JP Calvo leading the scorers of South Cotabato with 11 on his return game? I mentioned he played for Marikina, a short stint back in the day, but he actually played longer for Navotas in the OG days of the MPBL. 46-41. Hesed Gabo, his turn to fire. Too strong. Ball out of bounds. It's in favor of South Cotabato.
Gabo hasn't been able to make some baskets after that 3-point shot he made in the first half. It's been a struggle for him after that.
3-point shooting, a combined 5 out of 53 in this game. That is crazy. Tolentino drives, nice feed onto Dumapig.
That's just a lack of communication right there on the side of the Pangasinan Heat Waves. Tolentino drives, poor help side defense, leaving Dumapig wide open. Nobody helped the helper there. See, Wico, he got by him, and then Mabulak went to help, leaving Dumapig wide open for those 2 points near the basket.
It's the first 2 points of Chris Dumapig in this game. Tolentino now has 3 dimes. It's now a one-possession game, 46-43.
Vice mayors, board members, and barangay captains headed by Liga Regional President Cap Jaja Bernos.
Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with a muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. Oras na rin para pag-usapan natin ang leading scorer ng South Cotabato na si JP Calvo. He has 11 points with 4 rebounds and 2 assists to his name. Make it 3 rebounds, 4 out of 7 shooting for the returning MPBL player.
And he's been all over the place. Aside from knocking down shots, he's been able to set up the offense quite well here for the South Cotabato Warriors. Aside from that, he's been playing great defense also on the other point guards on the opposing side of Pangasinan.
At ito na, papakinggan na natin ang kwento ni Andre Indicio.
This is the first game of JP Calvo this season, but kwento niya naglaro na rin daw siya for Coach Elvis here in the MPBL in our first season. Here with the Warriors, konti nga lang daw ang kilala niya like Mark Cruz, Cal Tolentino, and Christian Pajarito, and he's only been with them for 2 weeks. But the good thing is he's surrounded by ex-pros that he can easily connect with. The thing when a new guy comes in, we ask what we can expect, and as per JP, he said he will try to bring in a different tempo para sa South Cotabato. Back to you guys.
Well, it's good that Andre mentioned tempo because when I asked him to differentiate the MPBL from before to now, he said it seems to be faster now.
Because back then, talagang you gave great emphasis to players who can play dominantly at the post. But right now, with the entry of a slew of guards who have quickened up the pace, talagang bumilis na talaga ang laro dito sa ating liga. At you know, JP Calvo happily also sharing a reunion here with his former Letran teammates. Those 4 players that Andrea mentioned. Ngayon ko lang na-realize ang dami nga palang former Letran Knights dito sa South Cotabato.
We actually do have a lot of former NCAA players in the MPBL.
Yeah. At dito rin sa Pangasinan, Mabulak played for JRU. Wico played for San Sebastian. Taganas played for San Beda. Gabo played for Mapua.
It's now 48-43 with 4 minutes to go in this game. I thought for a while that the fan cheering was Poy Poy Aktub. He looks quite near him, but now we have this timeout. We'll be back. Jammer Hamito versus Abra reached double figures on 5 out of 9 shooting. He also had 5 boards, 2 dimes, and 2 blocks. In this game, he's been in and out. There you see him at the bench as of this moment. 8 points, 9 rebounds, almost a double-double.
Every time he's on the floor, he's given South Cotabato a lot of extra opportunities. In fact, a lot of those 8 points came from second chance opportunities.
Center for South Cotabato as of this moment is Chris Dumapig, aided by Christian Pajarito, who now shoots and he scores.
That pass coming from no less than JP Calvo on the right wing. Pajarito made himself wide open on that flash in the middle. Nobody really helping to give resistance to that attempt by Christian Pajarito.
It's 48-45. Melencio drives. Melencio will miss. Almost a turnover for South Cotabato. Dumapig. Calvo had to bring it down. JP attacks Calvo with a beautiful 1-2.
Sidestep to that inside hand scoop. What a finish right there. Galing kay JP Calvo. Pulled the defense into going right, but instead went left but finished with the right.
48-47. South Cotabato closing into their first lead if they can actually pull it off. Michael Wico onto Mabulak. Still struggling with that jumper. Ball out of bounds in favor of Pangasinan.
Well, the Heat Waves getting a lot of the big breaks here sa laro na to, not just here in the fourth quarter. Coach Elvis Tolentino, I believe, would challenge this one.
You know, it's actually easy to hear the emphatic reactions from the benches in this venue.
Which we truly welcome because, you know, it gives us a better opportunity to really find out what they're feeling on the floor.
We'll take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. Ball possession goes to South
Challenge
Cotabato.
successful for Coach Elvis Tolentino. It was apparently off of Pangasinan. Yeah, Wico tapped it away. So with 2 minutes and 43 seconds to go, South Cotabato will look to get their first lead in the game. Calvo against Melencio. Now it's Hoson. Dumapig. Back to JP. 10 on the shot clock. Calvo double teamed. Now it's Fajarito. 6 seconds. Enzo Hoson. Short. The challenge continues with his shooting. Hoson is now 1 out of 9 from the field. The ball slows down. Hesed working with Mabulak. It's Michael Wico with 5 on the shot clock. Wico attacks and there's almost a turnover. Wild shot. These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
I think Pangasinan took too long there trying to waste some time off of the game clock. Should have gotten an earlier look for a better finish. And here, the Warriors now have a chance to take their first lead of the game.
13th foul for Pangasinan Heat Waves.
The foul happened on the floor, so it's going to be another sideline inbound for South Cotabato. Here was that 1-2 by JP Calvo, looking so good on his MPBL return.
He's just a picture of control here for the Warriors. Not too fast, not too slow, just right, just what the doctor ordered para sa kupunan ni Coach Elvis Tolentino.
48-47. Less than 100 seconds to go. Fajarito for the lead. Way off. Rebound Melencio. Forward. Mabulak. No foul, no basket. And here's the counter. JP Calvo. Screen. Calvo. In and out. Rebound Taganas.
There's nothing much you can do about that now, but make a stop.
Hesed Gabo. In and out again. Ian Melencio with the putback.
They were too frustrated with that missed shot. Not everybody had a man on that half-court set for Pangasinan. Actually, they were still in transition. Gabo was left wide open. Nobody got to him. I think it was Hoson who missed that defensive assignment.
7 on the shot clock for South Cotabato. Almost a turnover. 2 seconds. Dumapig with a layup. That was short. Melencio can slow down. 40 seconds to go. It's only a 1-possession game. Ian Melencio has 13 points and 12 rebounds. Screen by Mabula. Melencio trying to come alive once more. Off to the left, and there's a foul by Taganas. That's the last foul to give for Pangasinan.
At least with that stoppage, you now give your team the opportunity to set up your defense. There was Gabo wide open, and then Ian Melencio coming out from the outside to get that rebounded putback all in one motion.
Josh Montanilla will return for Pangasinan, but before we continue, there's a timeout called by Coach Elvis Tolentino. They're down by 3 with 25 seconds to go.
Okay? Kailangan mailabas lang natin ako dito.
South Cotabato has been playing catch-up since the tip-off of this matchup. Again, they wouldn't want what happened between Quezon and Mindoro to happen to them as well. It's been a day of upset so far in the MPBL.
Yeah, that's really been the thing with these long trips. Gusto mo maging sulit yung punta mo eh. It is after all an 8-hour journey going here.
Timeouts remaining, 1 for Coach Elvis, 2 para kay Coach Gerson. 3-point shooting, 1 out of 33 for South Cotabato. Calvo will fire, that's good! Welcome back to the MPBL, JP Calvo.
Ooh, but the guys down here, Joshua Fontanilla holding on to his knee, as well as Chris Dumapig. Let's see what happened. Calvo off the screen. Ayun, nagkabanggaan si Fontanilla at si Dumapig. I think there was a knee-to-knee collision there. But Calvo was still able to extricate himself from the defense. Only the second three-point shot of South Cotabato in this game, but the biggest so far, tying this game up at 50.
It's great timing for Coach Elvis Tolentino to feature JP Calvo here in Abra. We have a deadlock at 50, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 66% shooting for JP Calvo. With 13 seconds to go, Coach Gerson now has called for time. Let's see where he will go.
I want to stagger. Entry. Okay. After that, Baba JP. You're gonna stay right here, Alex. Okay, you're gonna stay right here. The ball will have the ball. On the last 4 seconds, you're gonna go screen. Pop.
Pangasinan has been known as the heartbreak team in the MPBL this season. They're 1-8 in games settled by less than 5 points. While for South Cotabato, it's been good for them. 4-1 in close games settled by less than 5 points. Let's see if today will feature a different story for the Heat Waves, who will have Michael Wico inbounding as he works with Alan Mina, Ian Melencio, JP Maguliano, and Hesed Gabo. 13 seconds. Gabo. He drained the game winner versus Muntinlupa. Can he do it again? Gabo drives. Gabo feeds. What a block! Turnaround shot. Oh! JP Maguliano with a big-time shot for Pangasinan.
Wow. There is still 4/10 of a second remaining, as I believe our officials still have the opportunity to review to see how much time should actually be on that game clock. But wow, what a sequence there for the Pangasinan Heat Waves. Just when you thought nothing was going to happen after that block, Maguliano able to recover. Let's see that again. What a pass by Gabo. No look hit, attracting the defense, but excellent help by Chris Dumapig coming out of nowhere. Still good defense on the shot, but a more miraculous conversion coming from JP Maguliano. wala ka na magagawa mas maganda pa dyan if you're Chris Dumapic.
Can't blame yourself, but JP Maguliano will definitely take this big-time bucket. A 2-point advantage for the Pangasinan Heat Waves. That was already beautiful by Gabo. Denial by Dumapic on the second try. He was a bit short. The shot looked impossible, improbable. It was well enough for JP to convert. Let's listen in. (52-50). As it stands, we're seeing 4/10 of a second remaining for South Cotabato. They have Jervy Cruz on the floor with JP Calvo, Val Acuña, Christian Pajarito, and Kyle Tolentino. Mark Meneses will provide some length as he defends Tolentino on the inbound. It's Wico, Mabulak, Maguliano, and Gabo to try to chase the 4 players on the court. But now Alan Mina is being called upon to replace Cesed Gabo.
They're going with longer players here on the floor.
0.7 seconds.
It's 0.7 as the official time. That's well enough for you to launch a shot.
It's gonna have to be a quick catch and shoot here. You could expect a setup for a possible lob. Let's see what will happen here for South Cotabato, but you have capable shooters on the floor. Val Acuña, JP Calvo, Jervy Cruz can also hit it from the outside, as well as Christian Pajarito. So all of these guys capable shot makers from inside and beyond the arc.
We're waiting for the time to be put correctly on the boards. It should be 0.7. Mathematically speaking, scientifically speaking, the least amount of time for one player to launch a shot is 0.3. They don't necessarily need a 3 as of this moment. And so it can be very chaotic as to what South Cotabato can do. Ito na. Naitama na ang ating oras. Kyle Tolentino will inbound. With everybody on the edge of their seat. Tolentino, Jervy Cruz for the win! No good! And so the Pangasinan Heat Waves survive here in Abra. Another upset for your MPBL Saturday.
A second big fish going down here in our second game. This was good defense here. Mabulak just a little bit late, but able to recover and still challenge that shot by Jervy Cruz. You know, if you look at the numbers in this game, that's the guy you want to take the shot of. Jervy Cruz hasn't been able to hit shots from the outside. Actually, the whole team of South Cotabato talaga minala sila mula sa labas sa laro na to. But good finishing kick. I was talking to Coach Gerson at the half earlier. I mentioned, and apart from our conversation about Alan Mina, he was mentioning that he needed a better finish.
Well, speaking of finishes, Ian Melencio has been a finisher day in and day out here in the MPBL, and he is our best player of the game. Brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Melencio has a double-double to his name with a total of 13 points and 12 rebounds. Shaq Taganas finishes the game with 17 boards. How about JP Maguliano with the game winner as well? We can't forget about him. This final score, as low as it is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. We're 2 for 2 in terms of upsets in our Abra journey so far. Let's turn you over to Andrea Elicio.
Thank you, Migs, our daily fantasy best player of this game. Walang iba kundi si Ian Melencio. First of all, congratulations, Ian. Kahit na ikaw ang ating best player, matanong ko lang anong masasabi mo dun sa winning shot ng iyong teammate na si JP Maguliano?
Sobrang saya nung na-shoot niya. Sana, hindi pa kasi tapos pero sana after noon manalo kami. And ayun, nanalo kami siguro. Thank God na rin na binigay sa amin yung panalo. Siguro sa banang biyahe, worth it yung punta namin dito. Yun, nanalo kami.
Ian, for the majority of your close games, palagi na lang you guys end up short, but this time iniba nyo yung storya. Ano bang kaibahan ng laban na ito para sa inyo?
Sabi kasi ni Coach, sa practice maganda yung pinapakita namin. Tapos sabi, ba't di namin dalhin sa game? Siguro yun yung naging susi, kaya kami nanalo. Kung nag-share double kami, and pag may open tira, yun lang, siguro nag-effort namin siguro.
And last but not the least, Ian, mabigat-bigat ang makakalaban ninyo sa inyong next game. Ang dating team ng iyong head coach at ang iyong mga teammates, nakatulong ba ang laban na ito para doon?
Siguro sobrang laking tulong nito. Siguro madala namin yung panalo hanggang doon sa game. Sana makuha din namin, ibibigay sa amin ni Lord. Magtutulungan lang kami. Yun.
A great win para sa Pangasinan Heatwaves. Meron bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord. Binigay sa amin yung panalo, and iningatan kami sa biyahe. And sa wife ko, nanonood dyan sa Cavite, si Jessel Jane, 3 kong anak, si Yana, si Chacha, si Chaster, Melencio family, Magat family, Akipel family, Santera family, kay Gob, Ramon Guico, Mayor Cesar Kimbao, si Conrad Estrella, Congressman Esquimo Estrella, Congressman Arthur Celeste, Mayor Art Brian Celeste, Boss FJ, at sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta ng Team Pangasinan, sa mga coaches, sa mga teammate ko, kay Sir Christian, kay Lolo Ray, kay Cap 07, Slow Grind, Batang Kido, kay Mamaydi. Maraming salamat sa mga suporta ng taga Pangasinan. Maraming salamat. Sa mga taga-Abra na sumuporta sa amin, maraming salamat.
Alright, thank you so much. Once again, that is Ian Melencio, our best player of the game, brought to us by Daily Fantasy. Sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Back to you guys.
This win would mean a lot for the Pangasinan franchise. After all, they've lost so many heartbreaking games already. It's about time that they would win a clutch game in the 6th season of the MPBL. Congratulations as they got their 8th victory of the season. And that's some good momentum before they go to Nueva Ecija to take on Coach Don Dulay and company. Up next, we shall feature the home squad, the Abra Weavers, defending their home court for the 2nd time in MPBL history as they take on the Iloilo United Royals. Let's see if Iloilo can give us one last upset in our Abra journey, or can the Weavers make their people happy here inside the Governor Andres Bernos Memorial Coliseum. Thank you for joining us. For Andrea Endicio and Avi Balanya, my name is Mix Gomez. At babalik ko po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.